first time I introduced her as my friend, I could feel the word burning in my mouth. It came out too easily. A lie dressed as safety. I smiled. Everyone smiled back. No one noticed the small tremor in my voice. But she did, because she knew what it cost me to say it, and I knew what it cost her to hear it. People say lying gets easier with practice, but the truth, when you lie about who you love, it hurts every single time. That was the night I realized silence can sound polite, but feel like betrayal. Before that dinner, I thought I had balance figured out, how to live between two worlds, without letting them collide. One world was my family, kind, proud, traditional, the kind that spoke in expectations, not emotions. They wanted what they thought was best for me, a stable job, a husband, a safe, simple life. The other world was her. She was everything soft and terrifying about love, the kind that made me laugh too loud in public, and believe for a moment that being queer didn't have to mean being afraid. I used to tell myself I could keep both worlds, that I could love her quietly and still protect the family that raised me. But that's not how it works, because hiding who you love means hiding yourself, piece by piece, until you can't tell which version is the real one anymore. That's where I was, half in love, half pretending, wholly tired, until the night everything started to crack. It started simply. My mom called and said, "Why don't you bring a friend to dinner this Friday?" I froze when I heard the word friend. I'd never brought anyone home before, not like that, not someone who mattered. I told myself it didn't mean anything. It was just dinner. But my heart wouldn't stop pounding as I hung up the phone. When I told her, "Let's call her Lynn," she smiled, that soft, careful smile of hers. "Are you sure?" she asked. And I said yes, even though my stomach twisted when I said it. I told her, "They'll like you. Just, maybe don't hold my hand." She laughed, but her eyes didn't. That's when I knew. This wasn't just dinner for her. This was a test of how much I could love her in the light. Friday came, and with it, that feeling of being caught between pride and fear. The moment Lynn walked into my house, my heart swelled, because she looked beautiful, because she looked mine. My mom greeted her warmly. My dad offered her tea. Everything felt normal, until my mom said, "So how do you two know each other?" Lynn looked at me. Just a glance, small but sharp enough to slice through me. And I said it, the word I'd been rehearsing all week. "She's my friend." It was automatic, effortless, deadly. My mom smiled. My dad nodded. Dinner went on. Everyone kept talking, but I couldn't taste the food. I couldn't hear the conversation. All I could feel was Lynn's silence beside me. Heavy, patient, the kind of silence that says everything words can't. After dinner, my parents told her she was welcome anytime. They meant it. They really liked her, and that almost made it worse, because they didn't know, because they didn't see, because I hadn't let them. When the door closed behind us, Lynn exhaled, like she'd been holding her breath the entire night. She said quietly, "You're really good at this." "At what?" I asked. "At pretending." Her voice didn't shake, but mine did when I said, "I just wasn't ready." She nodded. "I get it, I do." Then she looked at me, really looked at me, and asked, "But when will you be?" I didn't have an answer. The walk home was quiet. The air smelled like rain. The street lights flickered as we passed beneath them. When we reached her place, she stopped and said, "I love you, but I can't keep being invisible in your life." I wanted to say something, anything, but the words tangled in my throat. I watched her go inside, and for the first time, I realized how much love you can lose just by refusing to say it out loud. That was the twist, the unexpected reaction I never saw coming. I thought I was protecting her by hiding, but really, I was protecting my fear. And that's what cost me the person I loved. I replayed that dinner for months. Every detail, every sound, every moment I could have told the truth, but didn't. And every time I got to that word, friend, it hurt the same way. Because I finally understood, lies don't protect love. They dilute it. When you hide someone, you start hiding the parts of yourself that love them. And soon, you're not just lying to others, you're lying to yourself. That realization changed everything for me. It was the moment my coming out journey truly began. Not when I made a big announcement, not when I posted a rainbow flag online, but when I decided I was done calling truth by a safer name. Because being part of the lesbian stories I used to read in secret means learning to name things, to say, this is who I love, this is who I am, and to do it without apology. It doesn't mean it gets easier overnight. There were still awkward conversations, still quiet disapproval, still moments of fear, but there was also peace. Peace in knowing that every word I spoke was finally mine. If you're listening right now, and you've ever had to call someone you love your friend just to make other people comfortable, I want you to hear me clearly. You are not weak. You are not fake. You are surviving, because the world doesn't always make room for love like ours. But survival isn't the same as living, and you deserve to live, to love, without flinching. One day, you'll look at the person you love and say their name out loud. You'll introduce them the way they deserve to be introduced, and it'll feel terrifying at first, but also like breathing after being underwater too long. That's when you'll realize love doesn't need permission, it just needs truth. If I could go back, I'd tell my younger self, the one smiling through that dinner, the one pretending to be fine, that it's okay to take her time, but don't stay silent forever, because the longer you hide love, the heavier it becomes. And one day, you'll get tired of carrying something so beautiful in the dark. So if my story found you today, and it feels familiar, if you're somewhere between fear and honesty, I want you to know, you are not alone in this. We've all been there, sitting at some table, smiling through the ache, calling love by the wrong name, because the truth felt too dangerous to touch. But here's what I've learned. Love doesn't disappear when you hide it. It waits. It grows quietly, patiently, until you're ready to bring it into the light. And when you do, when you finally speak it out loud, you'll understand that every tear, every fear, every lie you once told was just leading you here, to this moment, to this truth, to this freedom. If you've ever felt this way, if you've had to pretend, if you've lost someone to silence, or if you're still waiting for the courage to speak, leave me a comment. You don't have to write a whole story, even a single word. I understand. That's enough, because this is how we find each other. And if you want to be part of a space where queer love, lesbian stories, and real honest voices are seen, heard, and celebrated, hit subscribe. Stay. You belong here.